Hey kiddos, what we are going to do today is we're going to dig into our new spelling focus for the week. Well, if I can get this to do what it's supposed to do, that's the plan. There we go. All right, a little bit bigger. All right, so this week we have a rule that you're going to go, Miss Megan, this is an easy one. This week we're talking about ED. Now we know that ED goes at the end of a word to show that it is past tense, that it has already happened. And usually it's going to be verbs that this goes on the end of. And you'll notice that all of these words that you're seeing right here on my list are verbs. Okay, that's where they go. So there are three sounds that ED can make. And you're going to see words on your list about each of those sounds. So the first sound that you're going to see ED make is ed, okay? And I write that as an upside down ED, okay? So think about this word. ED goes on the end of a base word, a word that stands alone by itself. So in this case, the word would be rent. And then we add ED on the end of it to show that I've already done it. I have already rented the apartment. So rented, you're hearing that rent-ed, you're hearing the ed sound, okay? Same thing with this base word, plant. I'm hearing ed at the end. I planted my garden. I planted my garden, okay? So ed is going to go on the end of these words, and I don't have to do anything to them, okay? So I have plant, or I have rent. I'm just going to add the ed on the end to show that they've already happened, and it's going to make that ed sound. Now, sometimes you're going to have ed, and it's just going to make the d sound, okay? So our base word here is spray, and I'm hearing sprayed, sprayed. I'm just hearing sprayed, sprayed, okay? I'm hearing that d sound on the end, sprayed. And then I'm hearing this word here, base word is harm, harmed, harmed. Okay, so when we're pounding and tapping these words, kiddos, we'll always go word rented, and then we'll go base word rent, okay, and then we'll go suffix ed, and then we'll add it on there. Okay, so same thing with sprayed. I would say the word sprayed, sprayed, base word spray, tap it, spur a, and we know that a Y is a vowel team. Okay, it's going to say spray. All right, and then we add the ed on the end. But sometimes, kiddos, our words make a T sound when we have ed on the end. So let's look at this word, jump. So if I jumped rope at recess, I'm hearing jumped or barked. My dog barked. Okay, so sometimes that ed makes that T sound. Okay, so this week, when we're taking our test and you're practicing, I want you listening for those different ending sounds. Again, you're going to hear ed, d, and t. Now, some of the words that you have on your list follow, they have all of these different ed endings, but they also follow that 1-1-1 doubling rule. It's been a long time since we've talked about that, so I want to review that with you, okay? So let me just get a new page to do that on. Okay, so the 1-1-1 doubling rule means one syllable, one vowel, and one final consonant. Okay, so in the word scrub, let's see if it meets this rule. One syllable, yep, one vowel, and one final consonant. When that applies, and I'm adding a suffix that starts with a vowel, I have to double the final consonant. So because our suffix this week is ed, it starts with that vowel. I have to double the final consonant before I can add the suffix. Okay, so all of these words on your list right here, these 4 words that you're going to see on your list that's on the next page of your agenda, you're going to see that they follow that 1-1-1 doubling rule. My base word is scrub, pad, mop, and plot. Those are my base words. And then you'll notice that I had to double my second consonant, my final consonant, because my suffix starts with a vowel, and they meet the one syllable, one vowel, one final consonant rule. See, one syllable, one vowel, one final consonant, one syllable, one vowel, one final consonant, one syllable, one vowel, one final consonant. So that's a double, and then add my ed. Okay? All right. So when you're working on those words this week, it's scrub. Base word, scrub. Tap it, scrub. And then you'll write scrub. So scrub. And then you're adding ed, scrubbed. Oh, that's just a D, scrubbed. So you know that because you're adding the ed, you've got to double that B. Okay? All right. I know this is kind of tricky. So at first when I said, hey guys, our rule this week is ed, you were like, oh man, Miss Megan, that's easy. But there's some tricky stuff that comes with ed. And we've just been using ed for so long that we forget that there are some tricky things that come with it. And so this week, if you're practicing and you're struggling, please let me know. Please reach out and let me know that you're struggling, and we'll work on it. But every day this week, I just want you going with your grown-up at home and pounding and tapping your list together, going over these words together, okay? All right, and then your red word this week is tough. Tough as in you are tough, you are strong, okay? All right, guys, and then we also have a root, okay? This week, our root is micro. Micro. Micro means small. So I want you to think about these words that we see with it. Microwave, microphone, microchip, and microgram. All of these words have our root, micro, in them, and then they have other words that go along with them. So micro means small. On your spelling test, you're going to have to spell micro. You're going to have all of these words, and then you're going to have to tell me that micro means small. So you want to be studying this week. You want to be practicing these words. Your spelling test will have all 10 of the ed words plus 5 words that follow the same rules. So you've got to make sure you're really practicing those, okay? All right, guys. If you have any trouble this week, you need any help, please let me know, and I will do what I can to help you, okay? All right, thanks, guys.